Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of summer food plots up here in Kentucky. We showed you on the last episode how the deer were eating the corn to the ground pretty much. And so it's been about 5 weeks, and as you can see behind me, the corn has recovered and it is starting to make ears. But as you can kind of see, and we'll show you here in a second, for some reason the deer are just tearing the stalks down and trying to eat all the ears as they begin to grow. So we'll take a look at that, and I'll show you the clover field we're about to cut as well. So guys, here is the cornfield, and it looks like it's struggling, and you can see all the stalks that are literally just knocked to the ground, which we thought initially that if you were in Georgia where we were, you'd say that's a bear, but there's no bears up here. So we got to looking, and it's all deer just knocking them down and nibbling where the ears were attempting to make, and it does that all the way back through there. So we're hoping the ears that are coming along will actually make. We got a couple, like we're saying here. Hopefully those will kick on in and come on. But all of these, you can see all the leaves have been completely eaten off around this ear, and that's just what they're doing to the whole plot. So we've got some other corn plots down here that we'll show you in a second that are doing amazing. So I'm not exactly sure why they're doing that to this specific field, but we'll show you those here in a second and take a look at this clover field. Alright guys, here is the box blind that overlooks this half clover, half corn plot, and as you can see, this is just completely filled with weeds, and we've got this planted with chicory and clover. So that's what we're doing up here today. We're going to knock this out with the tractor so that hopefully when we get some more rain in August and September rolls in, this will really pop out and be a beautiful clover field. So we're going to hit this real quick, and then we'll take a shot here in a little bit of those other cornfields and show you what this looks like after we cut it. Hey guys, here is corn plot number 2. As you can see, this is a way better field. We're down here in the bottom, so the dirt is a lot better quality for the corn, and there's just ears everywhere. So this is going to be a great place come fall. So once again, we're in the end of July 22nd, I do believe. So about the end of September, this should start getting hammered by the deer really hard. So we'll go take a look at the rest of these corn plots. Guys, this is corn plot number 3. We'll take a look at the last one here in a second, but this one also is doing really well. Not near as good as plot number 2, but way better obviously than the first one we took a look at. So all these plots are fairly close together, so not really sure I understand why that one turned out the way it did, but we were very excited about the way these two are looking. So we should have a lot of deer in here this fall. Let's go take a look at the last plot. Alright guys, here's the last plot we've got. Once again, doing really well. We've got a lot of corn, a lot of ears coming on. So in about 30 more days, 45 more days, this is going to be an awesome place. So right now we're at the end of July. So by the mid-September, 1st of October, this is going to be prime deer territory. So we'll go take a look at the clover field I cut. It was really high, and we'll get a shot of that before we call it a night. Alright guys, we've got this clover field finally bush hog cut down. We've moved our feeder to get it a little bit closer to where shooting house is going to be. Should be a good 25 yard, 30 yard shot for a bow. Got our salt moved over. So the nice thing is, the way we're hoping this is going to work out, we've got clover on this side of the field, come through to the corn, which we're hoping is still going to produce, even though like we just showed you, a lot of those stalks are knocked down, but there are several other ears that are developing back through there. So hopefully this is going to work out to be a great place coming this fall. Probably going to make this whole field a clover field since this corn didn't do so well. So we'll go take a look at all the other plots and glass those soybean fields this evening and see if we can see some big bucks out there. Welcome to our last installment of Food Plot Edition. This is opening morning of bow season, so I'm finishing up my hunt this morning. Haven't seen anything. I'll give you a shot of this food plot up here that we've been calling the Hilltop. It did not pan out the way we wanted it to. the weeds and the grasses just completely overtook the clover, even though we bush hogged it, and that's what happens when you live 5 hours away from where you hunt. So the corn wanted to do well, but the coons absolutely destroyed all of it. So this ended up being one of the worst plots we put in, but we have some good corn plots that did produce really well. So I'll give you some shots of those here in just a few minutes. But my game plan is to bush hog all of this down and see if I can get myself a hold of some discs, and I'm going to disc this up today and get some winter rye and maybe put some more clover in, see if it'll do better over the winter and establish better in the spring when it warms up. So let's take a look at this food plot real quick. So as you can see, the corn came up, but the coons just pretty much hammered it as soon as the ear started coming up and started tearing all the stalks down, as you've seen in the previous edition. That we weren't sure what it was, but determined it was coons just climbing every stalk and tearing them down. And of course, this is what is supposed to be a clover field, but the weeds have just pretty much overtaken it. So we just don't have the time to put into getting up here all summer and taking care of a clover plot. So our best option looks like it's going to be just putting in fall food plots every year. Probably be some winter rye and a little clover thrown in. So we'll try that next year, and actually going to try it this year. So sometimes you just have to back up and punt. So we're going to try to get that in right now, and hopefully in about a month, when we get into October, things will be looking a lot better. Hi guys, here's one of the better corn plots that we got. This really came in great. The ground is much better down here in these bottoms. So there's a lot of ears on there. It's going to be a great plot when we get on into rifle season, when this gets mature. About 2 more weeks, this should be good to go. We can come in and bush hog this down and have all kinds of corn for the deer. And we'll go take a look at one of the last plots we got. Here's another really nice plot that turned out for us. A lot of corn. Got a shooting house right there. We got more corn and a smaller plot in the back behind that box, so you can have deer on both sides of you. Really good stand location, really good plot that came in. So for our first year planning, we feel like we did really well. Obviously there's mistakes that were made, so we've got to learn from those, and hopefully next year we'll come out and have a lot better situation for us. So